Good morning. Welcome back to group meditation with Gilda's Club and Angela Swanson. Just a housekeeping reminder, we do offer this via Facebook Live every Thursday at 11:30 a.m., but we also have a group that joins us via Zoom. The benefit of joining via Zoom is that for a couple minutes after, if you have any questions about your meditation and practice, Angela is happy to answer those, and we're able to unmute everybody and see each other on the screen. Whereas Facebook audience, you just get to see myself and Angela. So welcome. I will turn things over to Angela and hope everybody enjoys today's practice.
Thank you, Kelly. And thanks for everyone who's here today. It's great to see you. And for all of you out there in Facebook land, I can't see you, but I am definitely acknowledging your presence and appreciating that you're taking time out for a little time in. And my name is Angela. I'm your local meditation teacher. And before we begin our practice today, I want to talk a little bit about fear and worry. And especially in uncertain times, such as this latest pandemic, we can really be overcome by fear very easily just because of the nature of the news and the narratives that are really pervasive and permeating the culture that we live in and the conversations that we hear. More often than not, we can get swept away by these stories of fear and concern. And I really think that meditation is a beautiful practice because it brings us back to the source of who we really are. And within us, that is not a fearful being. We are not made fearfully. We're made wonderfully. And we have this stillness within us that's always available to us if we would just make the choice to turn within and go there for a little while. It's always available to us. It's walks with us wherever we go. It's simply where we decide to put our attention is whether or not we get to experience what it's like to rest in the peaceful stillness that's within us. So just that simple knowledge of knowing that we are at our core and at our source, light beings. We're not heavy, worried beings. We're actually love beings that have a lot of love to give the world. And knowing who we are is really important because when we remember who we are, and we stop only identifying with our circumstances, our situations, and our personalities, and the things that are just, kind of the chaos and the crisis of the day, we sort of disassociate with those things, not ignoring them, but coming back to kind of the source of who we are. We remember that we are capable and we are so much more than we think. So we find our minds lost in fear and worry. It's just an indication, especially if we're starting to feel suffering because of it. If we're starting to suffer from our own minds, where our minds are taking us, it's just an invitation to come back and rest in some stillness. Meditation is a way to do that. So that's why I teach it. And I know that it changes lives. It changed my life. And it's my honor to help people just tap into that place within, because it's really not something we're accustomed to doing unless we do it sort of on purpose. So a meditation practice every day is doing that on purpose, an intentional, consistent, and effective means to turn away from the narratives of the world, turn away from the narratives of fear, and tap into your true nature, So I'd like to just take us through a practice that we've done before. It's very similar to what we've done before, but with this new awareness that what we're doing is accessing the source of who you really are. It's not separate from you. When we go to this place of stillness and we find some quiet, we find some spaciousness, that's really your true nature. That's not something separate from you, that is you. So to make that decision to turn away from fear and those narratives now and then, to move towards the truth. And as they say, the truth will set you free. Because once you sort of get in touch with and start identifying and feeling that presence within you that is peaceful, even when you're not meditating, especially when you're not meditating, when you're living your life, and you sort of, regardless of what's happening around you, you still get a sense of this peace within you. And you start to identify with that. That is me. That is who I am. That's what I'm capable of. And I'm bringing that with me wherever I go. So while it does matter to what's going on around us, and we don't ignore those things, we can meet those things with a new wisdom, a new compassion, a new courage, because we know that within us we have infinite possibilities, we have infinite love, we have this unexplainable peace. And that allows us to live lightly and not so heavily, not let things weigh on us so heavily, that anxiety that can come, that fear, that panic, that feeling frantic, not knowing what to do, that can really take over. It can really take over, and we suffer because of it. So let's just remind ourselves today that what we're doing with our practices, we're turning away from the narratives of fear for a moment and turning within to the truth of who we really are, and I will guide us. So I invite you to find yourself sitting comfortably, remembering that in order for your mind to rest, that your body needs to be relaxed. So sitting comfortably is the most important thing. You don't have to sit any special way. If you'd like to stay awake during this practice, I invite you to sit upright and be supported, have your back supported, and know that you can always wiggle and adjust your body as you need to for your comfort. And again, I'd like to invite you that you can close your eyes during this practice. That is a lovely thing to do. You can also practice with your eyes half kept, just gazing a few feet in front of you with a soft focus. But if you're comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes. And while you're settling in, I'm going to grab my bell because I did forget it in my hutch. So I'll be right back. Just go ahead and get comfortable. I'll be right back with you. All right. I'll ring the bell to start the practice, and I'll ring the bell at the end to end the practice. Just go ahead and let yourself be present for your practice, knowing that right now there's really nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to figure out. This is just you being with you in this moment. And we'll begin our practice by welcoming the sounds in the room, noticing the sounds in our environment. Just letting those be part of the experience. Take a moment and just notice what you're hearing. And feeling your feet on the floor or folded beneath you. Feeling grounded and supported and knowing you're safe. Locating yourself in your body, in this room and in this moment. Checking in with your body for comfort, noticing how you're feeling, noticing the sensations of the body. If anything needs attention, feel free to draw your attention to that place in your body that needs an extra dose of your loving kindness. And now we'll bring our mind into the body by noticing the breath coming in and out of the nose. Breathing naturally, letting the breath be just as it is. Breathing in, breathing out. Noticing the subtle sensations of the breath in the nose. Begin to notice where your inhales are landing in the body. And perhaps they're coming in to your chest or your belly. Just making note of where the breath arrives. And then notice it as it leaves. What happens in the body as your breath comes in and moves out. And letting the body relax with each breath we take. Letting any tension, anxiety that we're holding in our body relax and release. Being with the breath as our anchor. And now drawing the breath down into the belly, feeling the belly expand on the inhales, contract on the exhales. Deepening our breath just a bit. Letting the breath reach down into the lower lobes of the lungs. Relaxing our body even more. And we let all the thoughts arise that want to, not pushing thoughts away. So letting whatever comes arise and then float away. And our breath is our anchor. We start to get familiar with the moment, this moment, this moment, this only moment that there is. Very good. We'll shift our awareness to the crown of our head, imagining just a warmth or a light floating above our head. And then just letting it spill down and melt away. the tension in our bodies, letting the forehead soften as it comes down our face, letting our eyes soften, our cheeks, feeling the warmth of our attention softening our lips and our tongue and our jaw. A comforting warmth on the back of our head and especially the back of the neck and to the front of the neck. Feeling our whole head and face soft. And then moving across the back of the shoulders, feeling that warmth, that comforting presence, releasing any tension that we're holding there, and scanning down to the middle of the back, the lower back, noticing where your tailbone is meeting the cushion, the floor, wherever you happen to be sitting. Feeling that connection. And coming up to the front of your shoulders and smoothing across the front of the shoulders. Dropping down the arms, around the elbows, into the forearms, around the wrists, into the hands and out the fingers. Noticing where your hands are touching the fabric of your clothing or the seat where you're sitting, feeling that connection. And coming up into the heart center, we'll rest here for a few moments. Our upper chest area, this place where our heart resides, our physical heart, our spiritual heart, and that we can feel it opening just by our awareness resting here, that it unlocks our heart and opens it. We can actually sense the qualities of our very own heart, the qualities of love, peace, compassion, joy. Perhaps it feels vast and spacious. And this energy of our heart knows no boundaries. It expands beyond the boundary of our body and fills up the very room that you're sitting in. In fact, it goes beyond the walls of the room into your entire home, so that those people in your life and in your household can sense your very own heart, your loving presence. And this presence can be a healing presence for other people, as well as for you, casting out fear, being a light to the truth of who we really are. Beings of infinite possibilities, beings of divine love. As we rest our awareness in our heart, I invite you to ask yourself a question, your higher self. just silently in your mind, asking your inner being, your divine self, who am I? Who is the one sitting here? And we can let life meet these questions, not with the mind, not with our conditioning, not with our personality, but with wisdom that is already within us. Who am I? We can let that question go and invite another question. With our awareness resting in our open, spacious heart, feeling into that love, that loving presence, that peaceful presence, the source of us. What are my heart's desires? What are my heart's desires? Letting that question go and inviting one more question. How can I be kind to myself? And letting that question go. Continue to scan down the body, relaxing the belly muscles, feeling our hips strong and supporting us, letting those relax, dropping down into the legs, around the knees, into the calves and shins, around the ankles. That warmth, that presence, into our feet and out the toes. And then feeling into the body from the inside out, just noticing the sensations of your body by feeling them, not using words necessarily, but letting the body speak to you through sensations. What are you noticing? And let's bring our awareness back to our heart. And we'll use a little mantra today for a few minutes, silently repeating it in your mind. And the mantra we'll use is I am love. I am love. I am love. silently repeat the mantra, letting it just sort of ring through your being like a bell. Gentle awareness, not a concentration, but an easy, gentle awareness. If you find yourself distracted or the mind has wandered away from the mantra, you just simply notice and bring it back and begin again with the mantra, I am love. Continue repeating the mantra while I keep track of the time. As we prepare to end our practice, you can release the mantra. Stay seated with your eyes closed, experiencing this spaciousness, noticing how your body is feeling now. Perhaps you feel a little lighter. However you're feeling is fine. Let's bring to mind a positive word of how you are feeling now, or what this spaciousness feels like that we've just rested in, that we've just connected to, made contact with. Remembering that as we open our eyes, that we bring with us our being, our presence comes with us. The energy of our heart comes with us wherever we go. That others can feel it too. And the more we can take care of ourselves, reconnect to who we really are, knowing our true nature, that others, just by being with us, will know it too, will know that about themselves. It doesn't mean you have to stay a thing, but the presence of you, they'll know, they'll feel it. So I'll ring the bell to end our practice, and take your time as you open your eyes, bringing that word with you, keeping it with you today.
Back to awareness, I want to thank everyone who joined us via Facebook. These recordings do live on our Facebook page in the video section, as well as on our website at gildasclubqc.org. Thank you.